She stopped wearing her wedding ring. That's when I knew. I noticed it on a Tuesday. It wasn't anything dramatic. No shouting, no late-night phone calls. Just, her ring was gone. Emily always wore it. Even when she was kneading dough for bread, even when she gardened. Said it made her feel anchored. But that night, as she handed me a plate of pasta and smiled like nothing was wrong, her hand was bare. "Where's your ring?" I asked, trying to sound casual. She blinked. "Oh. Must have left it in the bathroom." I took it off to shower. But it wasn't in the bathroom the next morning. Or the next night. Or at dinner with my family that weekend. And suddenly I started seeing it, or not seeing it, everywhere. In photos. On the coffee table. At brunch with her friends. Her hand was always bare. I brought it up again a week later. She laughed. Laughed. "Why are you so obsessed with a piece of metal?" That night, I stared at the ceiling while she slept beside me, peaceful as a saint. My gut was gnawing itself raw. Something wasn't right. I'd never felt that distance before, that weird, quiet dread in the pit of my stomach. And then came the kicker. My brother Rob and my mom both told me I was overreacting. "Emily's not like that," my mom said. "She's just going through something. Let her be." "You're lucky, man," Rob added, clapping me on the back. "She's hot, loyal, classy. Don't mess it up by being insecure." But I wasn't insecure. I was observant. And something was off. That ring wasn't just missing, it was a warning sign. And I was the only one paying attention. I started noticing the silences. Not the peaceful kind, the heavy ones. The ones that fill a room like smoke. Emily and I used to talk about everything. Now, dinner was 30 minutes of chewing and her scrolling through her phone. She used to ask how work was going. Now, I'd finish a story about the office, and she'd just nod and mumble, "Cool." No follow-up. No laughter. No spark. I remember one night she was sitting on the couch, legs curled up, texting furiously. She looked giddy. Like a teenager. I said something dumb, just to get a reaction, "Don't smile too hard, your husband might get jealous." She looked up, startled. "Huh? Oh, it's just a group chat with Sarah and Jen. You wouldn't get it." She angled her phone away. That was new. I felt like a ghost in my own house. We still slept in the same bed, still went to functions together, still played the part. But something between us had shifted. She had drifted, not just emotionally, but physically too. No more random kisses in the hallway. No reaching for my hand when we watched a movie. Her warmth was gone. And worst of all, no one else seemed to notice. My mother still praised her for being such a good influence on me. Rob still called her a total catch. I felt insane. Like I was the only one watching the ice form under our feet while everyone else kept dancing. One night, I tried again. Are we okay?" She blinked. "Why wouldn't we be? You just seem. I don't know. Distant." She sighed and gave me a tired smile. "It's just work stress. And I'm tired. Don't overthink it." But that was exactly what I kept doing. Overthinking. Overanalyzing. Over everything. Because no one else seemed to care that the woman I married had become a stranger with secrets. And the ring? Still gone. It was supposed to be a surprise. I had this idea, this spontaneous, hopelessly romantic plan to reignite whatever was flickering out between us. I left work early, picked up her favorite Thai food, grabbed a bottle of wine, and even stopped by that flower shop she loved to get a bunch of those ridiculous purple tulips. I pulled into the driveway beaming like an idiot, heart pounding with hope. The lights were off, except for the warm flicker coming from the living room. I figured maybe she was watching one of her shows, some cheesy drama she always claimed she hated but watched religiously. I didn't make a sound. I wanted to catch her off guard, set the scene, make her smile. But I was the one who got caught. Through the cracked door, I saw her. Emily, on the couch, lit by the soft glow of a lamp, video chatting. Not with Jen. Not with Sarah. With a man. Her face was lit up like it used to be when she looked at me. She was laughing, that real laugh, the one that crinkled her eyes. She was twirling her hair, shifting her legs like a nervous schoolgirl. Her voice was low and playful. It was unmistakably flirty. And then she said it, soft but clear, "I wish you were here right now." My stomach turned inside out. I didn't burst in. Didn't scream. I just stood there. I don't know how long I watched. Maybe 30 seconds. Maybe 5 minutes. Long enough to understand what was really happening. Long enough to feel every piece of me fracture at once. I left the food on the front porch. The flowers too. Got in my car. Drove aimlessly for hours. I didn't even cry that night. I felt hollow. Like the version of me that believed in our marriage had quietly died in the hallway while she flirted with someone else. She never even knew I'd been there. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. She was in the kitchen, humming some song, wearing the oversized hoodie I bought her on our anniversary trip to Seattle. I watched her pour coffee like we were still a team, like she hadn't just emotionally packed her bags and left the night before. I was dead silent. My mind replayed her giggle, her "I wish you were here." Then she looked up at me, and this part still messes with my head, she smiled. That same sweet smile she gave me when we first started dating. She said, "Sleep okay?" I wanted to ask her right there. I wanted to scream, "Who the hell were you talking to last night?" But I didn't. Instead, I said, "You seemed busy last night." Video call. She hesitated. Barely a second, but I caught it. "Oh yeah," she said, setting her mug down. "Jen had a meltdown about her breakup. Total drama. You know her." I nodded slowly. "Funny. You said you were texting Jen the other night, too." She didn't flinch. "Yeah, she's been going through it lately." Lie. Smooth. Practiced. I knew she was cheating. I knew that man on the screen wasn't Jen. But hearing her lie so effortlessly, looking me right in the eye like I was a complete fool, that hit harder than anything. I walked into the bathroom, locked the door, and just stood there. Staring at myself in the mirror. Who was I to her now? A placeholder? A paycheck? A cover story? And worst of all, why was everyone else helping her keep the act going? I thought maybe I was imagining it. That I was letting suspicion twist everything around in my head. But then came the family barbecue. My mom hosted it. Just our usual tight-knit crew, my parents, my brother Rob, his fiancée, and of course Emily, who showed up late, dressed to kill, without a single glance in my direction. But everyone else? They greeted her like royalty. My mom handed her a glass of wine the moment she walked in. Rob joked with her like they were best friends. And when I brought up that she'd been acting distant lately, just trying to voice it, see if anyone else noticed, my own mother cut me off. "Don't be dramatic," she said, patting my hand like I was a child. "Emily's always been there for you." "She seems happy," Rob added, his tone suspiciously loaded. That's when I knew. They weren't just oblivious. They were protecting her. And that's when the theory clicked, she hadn't just fooled me. She'd built an entire narrative around me, maybe painting me as cold, or unstable, or inattentive. Something that gave her justification. Something that made them pick her over me. I started connecting the dots. The way my mom always defended Emily no matter what. The way Rob stopped hanging out with me and started texting her more than he texted me. He once even said, "If you ever screw this up, I'm siding with her." Guess he meant it. I was surrounded by people who were supposed to love me. And all of them, my own family, had chosen her instead. The betrayal wasn't just romantic anymore. It was personal. And it was war. I knew I couldn't confront her without proof. She'd just twist it, gaslight me, make me look like the insecure husband imagining things. She was too smooth for anything less than cold, hard evidence. So I called up my old college roommate, Ben. He's a tech whiz, the kind of guy who reads privacy policies for fun. I told him everything. He didn't even hesitate. We set up a little digital trap. I mirrored her phone activity using a backup account on our shared cloud storage. Nothing invasive, just photos, shared location, calendar sync. Stuff I technically already had access to but never thought to check. What I found? Sickening. Screenshots of hotel reservations under a fake email. A Lyft receipt from 2 weeks ago, late at night, from our house to a bar I'd never heard of, then back to an address that wasn't ours. I looked it up, a boutique hotel downtown. And then the smoking gun. A photo of her in a mirror, clearly taken in a hotel bathroom. She was dressed in lingerie I had never seen before, holding a wine glass, captioned, "Can't wait for round 2." It was dated 3 nights ago. She was home with me the next morning, pretending to be tired from drinks with the girls. I remember sitting at my kitchen table, staring at that photo, hands shaking so bad I nearly dropped my phone. It was real. She was cheating. And she was damn good at hiding it. But now I had the upper hand. And I wasn't going to waste it. The old me would have confronted her that night. The guy who believed in honesty and closure, who thought if you just laid out the truth, people would feel remorse. But the guy who sat at that kitchen table with her hotel photo on his phone. That guy was done playing nice. I didn't want a confrontation. I wanted impact. So I started planning. First, I secured my finances. Opened a new checking account in a different bank. Changed my direct deposit. Got her off every credit card and shared account she was attached to. Quietly. No alerts. No statements. Second, I met with a divorce lawyer. She was sharp, no nonsense, and immediately understood the situation. I showed her the proof. She nodded, tapped her pen, and said, "We'll hit her hard and fast. But let's be smart about this. You want the cleanest exit possible." Hell yes, I did. Next, I called in a favor from a buddy in real estate and got a short-term rental, a small but decent furnished apartment across town. I'd move my essentials there when the time was right. And then came the piece de resistance. I scheduled the divorce papers to be served to her at her niece's birthday party. A full family event. My mother and brother would be there. She'd be surrounded by everyone who believed she was the perfect wife. She wouldn't see it coming. Because for weeks, I smiled. Kissed her on the cheek. Let her think I was still clueless. And every time she lied to my face, it made the reveal that much sweeter. I wasn't just leaving her. I was exposing her. It was a sunny Saturday. Balloons, cupcakes, giggling kids, and that fake warmth families put on for birthdays. Emily was in her element, charming everyone, laughing loud, complimenting the parents. You'd never guess she had a hotel guy on speed dial. I stood by the drinks table, nursing a soda, waiting. Then the process server walked in. He wore jeans and a polo, blending in like just another parent. He strolled right up to her, handed over the envelope, and said her full name. "Emily, you've been served." For a split second, she didn't react. Just blinked. Then her face cracked. Not from sadness. From panic. She looked at me across the yard, the first time she really looked at me in months. And I just raised my cup and nodded. Gasps. Awkward silence. A kid dropped their cupcake. My mother stood frozen. My brother actually laughed, not loudly, just one of those stunned, nervous, oh shit laughs. Emily stammered something about it being a mistake, that she needed to talk to me. I walked out. Didn't wait for her to catch up. Didn't turn around. My phone lit up minutes later with texts from her, from my mom, from Rob. All of them pleading for an explanation. But I wasn't in the business of explaining anymore. I was in the business of moving on. And this? This was just the beginning. I didn't go home that night. I didn't go back to our house the next week either. Instead, I moved into the furnished apartment I'd lined up. Small, quiet, free of her perfume and her lies. I didn't tell anyone where I was, not my mom, not Rob, especially not Emily. The texts turned into voicemails. Her voice, cracking, pleading. Can we talk, please? I didn't mean for it to go this far. You're blowing this way out of proportion. And my personal favorite. We can fix this, I still love you. That one nearly made me laugh. Love? From someone who lied, cheated, and roped my own damn family into protecting her secrets? No. She didn't love me. She loved the security I provided. Then came the guilt campaign from my mother. Emily made a mistake. She's still family. Don't throw away everything over one slip-up. A slip-up? She wasn't late on a credit card payment. She destroyed our marriage. And Rob, yeah. Rob stayed quiet. No messages. No explanations. Probably hoping I'd forget he knew all along. Spoiler alert, I didn't. The hardest part? The silence. After the chaos of that party, after all the fireworks, things just went quiet. My life slowed down to this eerie calm. No one asking how my day was. No fake smiles at dinner. No pretending. Just me. And for the first time in years, that was enough. Curiosity got the better of me. I didn't want closure. I didn't want to talk to him. But I needed to know who she threw our marriage away for. What kind of guy was worth wrecking a home, lying to everyone, and dragging my name through the mud? So, I did some digging. It didn't take long. His name was Darren. Personal trainer. Divorced twice. Known in local circles for being charming and broke. His social media was a shrine to shirtless selfies and motivational quotes like, "You only live once, don't settle." Emily's likes were all over his posts. What hit hardest wasn't that he was better looking, he wasn't. It wasn't that he had more money, he didn't. It was that he was everything I wasn't. Flaky. Flashy. Superficial. And that's who she chose. I went down a rabbit hole one night and found a forum where women were warning each other about him. Lied about being single. Slept with me and ghosted. Total narcissist. One of them even mentioned he used the same hotel in town, the same one I found receipts for in Emily's phone. It all clicked. She didn't fall in love with someone better. She got hooked on the rush of someone reckless. Someone who made her feel wanted, even if it was all an act. And knowing that? Honestly, it helped. Because it proved one thing, it was never about me not being enough. It was about her being broken in ways I never could fix. 2 weeks into my new life, something unexpected happened. I woke up one morning, no texts, no drama, no noise, and I didn't miss her. Not her voice. Not her smell. Not the fake smiles or the empty bed. Instead, I felt something else, clarity. It was like a fog had lifted. For months, maybe years, I'd been questioning if I was enough. If I worked too much. If I was too predictable. Too boring. If somehow, her cheating was my fault. But now, I saw it for what it was. She was the one who bailed. She was the one who looked me in the eye and lied, night after night. She was the one who seduced my family into taking her side while she dismantled everything we built. And for the first time since this all blew up, I felt something real. Not grief. Not rage. Freedom. About a month after I served the papers, karma knocked on Emily's door. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't even paying attention. But my cousin sent me a screenshot from social media, a vague post from Emily that read, "Some people will leave you when you need them most. Lessons learned." Curiosity got the better of me. I poked around and found out Darren, her golden boy, her escape from our boring marriage, had dumped her. Apparently, he ghosted. Just disappeared. Turns out he was juggling 3 women at once. One of them posted screenshots. Same lines. Same selfies. Same promises. Emily got played. And then I found out she had moved into a friend's spare room. The house? Mine. Her name was never on it. And when I filed for divorce, I had already set in motion everything needed to legally remove her from the property. She had 30 days to leave. She didn't fight it. She couldn't. And my family? They were flailing. Rob had gone quiet. My mother tried to reconnect, sending messages like, "Let's talk when you're ready." But I wasn't ready. Because here's the truth. They didn't just stand by. They enabled her. And now, the cracks were showing. She'd lost the house, the man, the reputation. Her perfect wife act had collapsed. And all I did was let the truth do its job. It was a rainy Thursday when Rob finally showed up. Unannounced. At my apartment door. He looked rough. Puffy eyes, unshaven, wearing the same hoodie he'd worn at the party, the one where Emily got served. I almost didn't open the door. But something in me wanted to hear what lie he'd spin. Or maybe I just wanted to see if he'd finally grow a spine. "Can I talk to you?" he asked, voice low. I let him in. He stood awkwardly in the kitchen, hands in his pockets, not meeting my eyes. "I didn't know it would go this far," he said. "I thought it was a phase. I thought you'd figure it out before." "Before she destroyed everything," I finished silently. "She told us you were checked out," he continued. "That you didn't care anymore. That you were too busy for her. Mom believed it. I did too. At first. I just stared at him. And instead of talking to me, your brother, you took her word." He swallowed. "Yeah. I messed up. No defense. No excuse. Just that. I should have had your back. I didn't. I'm sorry. It didn't fix anything. But for once, it felt honest. I didn't forgive him, not that day. But I nodded. And that was enough for now. Not for him. For me. Because I wasn't the broken one. I was the one still standing. It's strange how quiet healing is. There's no music swelling, no cinematic montage. Just small things. Like drinking coffee without the pit in your stomach. Sleeping through the night. Walking into your place and feeling peace instead of dread. That's where I was a few months later. Work got better, I was focused again. I reconnected with a couple of friends I'd drifted from during the marriage. They didn't ask for details. They just showed up with beer and trashy movies and gave me space to just exist again. One afternoon, I bumped into someone at the dog park, Rachel. We'd gone to high school together. She was in town temporarily, between contracts, walking her sister's dog. We got coffee. Then lunch. Then more. She didn't try to fix me. She didn't ask for the full story. She just listened. She laughed at my dumb jokes. And she made me feel like a man again, not a failure, not a victim. Just, me. I wasn't jumping into anything. Not fast. Not desperate. But it felt good to be seen. To start from zero. On my terms. With someone who wasn't dragging a suitcase full of lies behind her. 1 year later, I walked past my old house. It was just a building now. Nothing about it felt like home. I didn't pause. Didn't feel the urge to knock. I just walked on by, hands in my jacket pockets, the cool breeze hitting my face like a reminder of how far I'd come. Emily. Last I heard, she moved back in with her sister. Word was she tried reaching out to my mom again, no surprise there, but things were strained. Rob and I still spoke occasionally. Never the same, but civil. He was trying. I respected that, even if trust was something I now measured like gold. But me? I was good. Not perfect. Not healed in some cheesy, everything is amazing way. But good in a grounded, real way. I had boundaries. I had my own space. I had peace. And every now and then, Rachel would crash on my couch with Thai takeout and her sister's dog, and we'd laugh about the chaos we'd both survived. The best part? I didn't hate Emily anymore. Because I didn't need to. She had been my storm, my heartbreak, my unraveling. But I became my own rescue. And that's how I knew, the man who watched his wife slip off her wedding ring wasn't the same man walking these streets now. I wasn't broken. I was reborn. I have many other stories. Go to my channel, subscribe so you don't lose us. Give me a thumbs up.